Monument Avenue, Richmond, Virginia, an appropriate site for North America's oldest continuously operated soccer club, the Richmond Kickers, back home tonight tangling with the Charlotte Independents. Hi, everybody. Along with Kickers' all-time leading goal scorer, Matthew Delicott, I'm John Emmett. Kickers 4-8-1, coming off a tough road trip. Charlotte 6-4-4. They've played well on the road, including a 3-1 win a month ago over the Kickers, who, Matthew, tonight badly need a result.
Yeah, definitely. Coming up to the midway point of the season, so you don't want to drop off too far from those playoff spots. So picking up 3 points will go a long way into getting back into one of those top 8.
Charlotte came here a month ago, 1-3-1, and the key player there, Cordell Cato, an attacking midfielder who erupted for 2 goals and an assist at the expense of the Kickers. Longtime Major League Soccer player with San Jose and Seattle, already 6 goals, and still just a 10-year veteran at the age of 25. There's more opportunity for Cato, and he's playing like he doesn't want to stay here long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's just under 1,100 minutes, and he's scoring about a goal every 2 games. So definitely one for the Kickers to watch out for tonight.
Meanwhile, for the Kickers, a different look in the midfield tonight, and that will put the spotlight on Oscar Umar, the Ghanaian who joined the Kickers halfway through last season, scored the first goal in 2018. He has not found the back of the net since, and his play tonight in a really different-looking lineup might be a key.
Yeah, definitely. He brings a little bit more height and physicality to the midfield, so Kickers will definitely hope he's joining the attack and winning the second balls in midfield.
Second of third meetings between these two teams. The Kickers sit at 14th in the table, 8 points out of a playoff spot right now. Charlotte 5th, and if they get a result and some love on the out-of-town scoreboard, they could be only a couple of points out of second place by the end of the evening. Kickers and Independents tonight from City Stadium on ESPN+.
Make time to escape to the coast and enjoy 60 miles of beautiful beaches, and let the sound of the ocean's tide take you to your happy place. Now's the perfect time to book your spring getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Besides, you deserve it. Seize your moment now and come, let go, and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
She works as a meteorologist at CBS 6, but Nikki D. Ray does all kinds of jobs. Roll call.
I'm Nikki D., the construction worker. I'm Nikki D., the insurance agent. I'm Nikki D., the doctor. I'm Nikki D., the fast food cook. I'm Nikki D., the referee. I'm Nikki D., the teacher. I'm Nikki D., the beekeeper. I'm Nikki D., the race car driver.
Nikki D., Can You Be Me? On CBS 6 this morning.
Stadium, Richmond Kickers and Charlotte Independents getting set for USL Soccer. Kickers have been a far better side at home this year. Meanwhile, Charlotte back on the road. They've played 5 of their last 6 away from home. 3 changes from the lineup that earned a draw with Charleston last weekend. Jorge Herrera back in the lineup. Jan Ekra and Cordell Cato, the 2 Independents who terrorized the kickers in the opening meeting. Andrew Dykstra between the sticks, a former kicker and VCU Ram. For Richmond, Lee Cowlishaw basically blew the lineup up from the side that was thrashed in Cincinnati last weekend 4-0. The kickers with 5 changes, 6 if you count Braden Troyer moving from the midfield to center back. Trevor Spangenberg gets his 3rd start of the season between the sticks in USL play. Our referee tonight is Javier Santos Escobar. Kevin Charlton, Neil Morissette are the assistants. Our 4th official tonight, Izzy Campos. 84 degrees under mostly sunny skies at game time. We are basically right at the mandatory water break precipice. It'll be up to the officials to make that determination at the 30th minute. Kickers are in the red. Typically 4-2-3-1. They changed things up a little bit tactically for the first match between these teams. They'll go back to their 4-2-3-1 tonight. Then we are underway with Umar. Back for Scott Thompson, one of the newcomers back in the lineup. William Yambi making his first start of the season. Troyer starting in a center back role for the first time since early April. And that's out for a Charlotte throw. Independence with Javon Watson playing one of their center back spots. This is Bilal Duckett, who had a smidgen of MLS experience with the Vancouver Whitecaps. Watson, considerably more MLS experience. Fred Owusu-Sakiri making his first start of the year, comes up with a giveaway, but Duckett there to clear. Ian Ekram, a goal and 2 assists in the first meeting. Cornell Cato. Charlotte really likes to push it up the right side. Ekra looking for Johnson. Thompson tracking back. And that's a goal kick.
Yeah, always nice when you're a defender to get that extra ricochet and save the corner kick.
Trevor Spangenberg, who once suited up for Chivas USA. Hope he hung on to his gear. It might be worth something now. Making his 3rd USL start. But apparently was unhappy with the quality of the ball that came in. So we'll go back to the original rock. Just underway, no score, City Stadium. 2nd of 3 meetings between these two teams. The final here in Richmond. Header controlled by Kevon George. Alex Lee tracking back for Richmond. Pressured by Cato. Umar got a touch, and the kickers earned a free kick.
Yeah, the back 4 for Richmond all know each other. They played together for several years, so they should be looking to keep things organized and tight back there and helping organize the guys in front of them today.
But it's a group that hasn't played much together this season, as Lee Cowlishaw basically blew up his back 4 from last week. Lee, the only man who started in the Cincinnati match. And again, we have a ball issue here. Mr. Escobar doesn't like that one. Really go fishing around the bag for a new one.
Yeah, used to have a problem with Sasha Goris. Used to actually overinflate the balls for practice, so he's worried we get concussions heading the ball.
Here's Yambi, the veteran who's played very little this season. Troyer out to Umar. Back for Yambi. Looks like a 4-4-2 for Charlotte. They'll do a couple of different things tactically. Had a lot of 4-1-4-1 against Charleston last week. They'll also play a little 4-2-3-1. Here's Troyer. Cordovez. Cordovez lays it off for Thompson. His service deflected back to Neil Lavity. He tumbles under a challenge from George. Play continues. Umar. Gonzalez. Owusu-Sakiri. His service. Punched away by Watson. Johnson clears ahead. Strong challenge there from Yambi. Denied Herrera a potential break. Slavity. Alex Lee back for Troyer. He's played center back, outside back, midfield. Playing center back for the first time since early April. Ball from Umar. Cordovez may be a chance. Watson and Bilal Duckett able to break that up, and Andrew Dykstra chips it away. Johnson. Too far for Herrera, but he subdues it now for Cato. Kai Vasser looking for Johnson. His service for Herrera. Winds up harmless for Spangenberg. Kickers wanted it offside. We had plenty of controversy in the first match between these two teams. And AVL Cordova's goal was waved off on an inaccurate handball. Replays clearly showed the ball hit his upper thigh. Gotta get those World Cup VAR guys here.
Yeah, they've been putting it to use this World Cup. Although a dubious one today, it looked like early on with Sweden, with the no call on the penalty kick.
Cato, the throw in here for Charlotte. There was also a Charlotte goal shortly after the Cordovez wave off. Kickers insisted it was offside. The video was less definitive. Johnson against Shriver. Picked off by Umar. Probing for Cordovez. Lays it off for Gonzalez. In for Shriver! And Richmond again strikes first.
Yeah, great little flipped in ball here. I think it just took, the defender just couldn't get a head on it, just flicked it slightly. Great header there, sometimes tricky to follow in when the defender gets a touch on it. So great header to put it in the back of the net there.
For the 7th time in their last 9 home games, Richmond scores first. And for the 2nd straight game, Charlotte has to chase the game. Ryan Shriver's 4th of the year, club leader.
Yeah, a little flick from the defender, and Shriver made no mistake from inside the 6 there.
Well, the kickers strike first, and they strike early. Johnson. Here's Cato. Made his senior debut as a 15-year-old in his native Trinidad and Tobago. Bilal Duckett.
By number 21, Ryan Shriver.
Alex Martinez.
27,
Gonzalez awarded an assist on the Shriver goal in the 6th minute.
Kickers 1, Independence nothing.
Alex Lee trying to break that long ball up, and it winds up a Richmond throw.
See if Charlotte changed their formation slightly now. It looked like they were kind of in a 4-4-2. Now they've pushed Herrera up a little more, maybe gone into a 4-5-1.
Wusu Sakiri making his first start of the season, draws a foul. Free kick coming for the kickers. Sakiri, a Ghanaian who started his pro career with the Charlotte Eagles before they self-relegated to the Premier Development League.
Yeah, and another VCU standout.
Who turned pro 4 years after his college career ended. Gonzalez strikes the free kick. Yambi was in the neighborhood, but Dykstra, another of the former Rams, right there.
Yeah, VCU well represented tonight.
Their all-time leading goal scorer sitting to my right.
Yeah.
Cato draws a foul for Shriver. Free kick coming for Charlotte. Richmond again scoring early at home. They really have been a just completely different side on their home pitch. Talked to Lee Cowlishaw yesterday, asked him what the difference was, and he said scoring the first goal. They just haven't done it on the road with the exception of Umar in the season opener. And an early goal in Louisville, but more recently, end product on the road has been a completely different story. George.
Yeah, great ball by Shriver there. They're really tough for defenders. Well,
Charlotte has had and will continue to have for the next couple of weeks real fixture crowding. Kicker's not terribly sympathetic. That game at Cincinnati was their fifth in a period of 16 days. Bilal Duckett, Georgia native. A team that doesn't have a lot of Americans in their normal 11. Yambi back with Cato. That's a Richmond goal kick.
good strength from the big man there.
Yambi looking pretty fresh for a guy who really wasn't planning to play this season during the offseason.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been chomping at the bit. Yeah, great floated ball in there from Gonzalez and good concentration from Shriver.
And thus far, an interesting lineup combination conjured up by Lee Cowlishaw has paid off. 1-0 Richmond in the 11th minute. George won that header for Cato. Headed cleared by Umar. Again, Duckett gets ahead to it and wins a free kick.
Yeah, it's never fun when you're on the road and concede an early goal. Makes for a long game. I've been in plenty of those games. You know you're in for a grind. So kickers will want to try and take advantage and definitely get another goal in the first half here.
Lee up to head that clear of Alex Martinez. His older brother played at Charlotte last year and is now a regular with Colorado in Major League Soccer. Cato in pursuit, but ran out of field there as he was battling with Alex Lee.
It's another thing that you see in a lot of the World Cup games is if you let teams hang around, you can get punished. So, you know, even at 1 and 2-0, you want to put the game to bed and make sure you take your chances.
Charlotte very nearly did that at home last week to Charleston after the Battery carried a 1-0 lead past the 75-minute mark. Last 15 minutes, particularly after some bench help produced the tying goal, Charlotte really dominated. Martinez up for that header, but that's a kicker's throw. Lavity found some space. Good hustle by Thompson. Trying to find Security, a cheeky little run that was denied by Duckett. Well, Johnson, by the way, is a native of Spain.
Yeah, so there's a lot of international guys on this roster. I think they had maybe a dozen guys from all around the world.
8 of their 11 starters foreign born. Johnson, not a name you'd find a lot in the phone book in Spain, but he came up through originally Valencia and had some time with Real Madrid's B team.
Yeah, several other guys with international experience too.
Chase that ball. I think they actually went to a second bag of balls. Again, the Independents creeping up the field through throw-ins. Saw a guy bring the ball boys another bag of balls, so maybe there was an inflation. Umar went up for that header. Herrera got a touch for Foster. Now Watson, like midfield last week, Lavity with the takeaway, but foul as Martinez goes down. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. We've seen plenty of their products thus far today. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportsamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50.
Yeah, you can see here the ball came in. I think Lavity came in. Looked like he got the ball. I guess it's just a question of whether he got the Charlotte player's leg first. Referee deemed that was the case.
Tina's dumping that ball back for Vines, who played it in for Herrera, but Spangenberg there to keep things calm. Samuel Vines, by the way, by 7 years, is the youngest player in Charlotte's lineup. First-year pro out of the academy program of the Colorado Rapids is
Free kick for Richmond.
Jerry fouled in midfield. Vines, the only rookie in this group. The next least experienced pro is Alex Martinez, who's in his 6th year. Cordovez for Fred making an impact, and Cordovez
Again, it'll be a
draws a
free kick
foul.
For Richmond.
Javon Watson, and free kick again for Richmond. And this is a spot where you do some damage.
Yeah. Typically might be a left-footed guy taking this free kick. Same thing there. You see, he got a little bit of the ball, but he's obviously taken the man's leg first. So consistency from the referee there, which is good.
Cordova is taking that opportunity to retie the boots. Gonzalez will strike it.
Looks like a similar spot from Cristiano Ronaldo's free kick against Spain here.
Gonzalez typically strikes for service. That was right on frame, handled by Dykstra.
Good hands from the big man there. I think sometimes when they skip right in front, it makes it a lot more difficult, but he caught it in the air.
Bosser bolting through the middle of the park, losing possession. Now Gonzalez for Richmond. Lays it off for Sakiri, trying to find Cordovez. Dykstra hustles to chase it down. Kevon George. Now Watson. Past the quarter of an hour mark, Kickers a 1-0 lead on a headed goal by Brian Shriver, his 4th of the season from Gonzalez in the 6th minute. Watson trying to sneak Vines down the wing, headed away by Alex Lee. Good ball from Fred to Shriver. Diagonal for Cordovez. And alert Dykstra breaks that up. Johnson trying to push the other way. The veteran Herrera. For Cato. Martinez switching to the right. Yambi able to get in front of Herrera. Gives Richmond a little breathing room.
Yeah, Herrera with 6 goals this season, you know, getting into his late 30s and still producing, which is great to see.
His pro career and Samuel Vines' life about the same distance.
Yeah.
He turned pro 5 months after Vines was born. Well played by Gonzalez, trying to start the counter for Sakiri. And he draws a foul from Ian Ekram.
Kickers will have a free kick.
Yeah, Wusu not the tallest of players, but very smart, very strong. See, even there, he's holding off 2 players and manages to win the free kick.
Alex Lee. Gonzalez. Braden Troyer. Bar broken up by George. Troyer probing. A little high for Thompson. Kickers enjoying the early lead. They've made a habit of that at home. Last home match may have been their best effort of the year. 2-0 win over Charleston a couple of weeks ago, but the road has been remarkably unkind. Vines plays it back for Watson. Now Vassar, Swiss native probing for Cato, and Cato around Spangenberg, and we are tied. Cato just wanted the Kickers.
Yeah, scoring his 7th goal of the season. Just kind of a long ball there in between the defenders. So he just clips it from the halfway line, straight in. Good little touch. Yombi unable to keep it out.
Spangenberg kind of got caught a little bit. Cordell Cato, 7 goals, 3 against Richmond. And 20 minutes in, we are level. Braden Troyer. Veteran William Yombi. Umar for Lavity winds up back to Spangenberg. Travis Warren is available as a sub tonight. He and Dane Kelly were both with DC United in the 18 for their Open Cup game Wednesday, but neither got on the field. Cordovez was looking for Thompson.
Yeah, I'm sure Lee Cowlishaw will be a little disappointed in, you know, first real chance for Charlotte, and they've scored. Maybe the back four was a little bit high and then not enough pressure on the ball, and just a simple through ball, and the game's tied up.
Here's Cato. Earning a throw. 119 Major League Soccer games. Began his pro career with Defense Force club in Trinidad and Tobago. Watson for Bilal Duckett. Now Johnson. And this time Ekra offside. You know, Charlotte's played 2 consecutive draws. This one's now tied.
You can typically, when I know you're taught as a defender, if there's no pressure on the ball, then obviously they're going to be looking to, you read the body language, and in that instance you could see who's going over, so maybe needed to drop a little bit quicker. But obviously, good, well-timed run and a good finish.
Gonzalez wins that ball from Vassar. Now Brian Shriver. A goal from distance, answered by Dykstra. Now Watson. Ooh, Dykstra has a little adventure, but finds Watson. Now Sam Vines. Homegrown product of the Colorado Rapids. He's trying to send Herrera, but Yombi there. Spangenberg and Yombi exchanging passes.
Yeah, both teams kind of high pressing right now.
Charlotte may very well do that the entire 90. Umar for Gonzalez. Alex Lee. Now Umar. Lee. Gonzalez!
Shot just wide. Okay.
Yeah, nice build-up play. Good skill from Alex Lee there to get it into Gonzalez. Just nobody at the back post there to get a little touch on it.
24th minute. Game still tied.
See, the ball slipped in from Alex Lee, and Gonzalez hit it towards the far post. Looked like it was a cross. Just nobody in there at the back post.
Andrew Dykstra on loan from the Colorado Rapids. Lavity was up for that header. I think Alex Lee actually. And now we get foul called by one of the assistant referees. And medical attention here from the kicker's bench.
Alex Lee with another player with international experience, playing for the Guam national team.
From the Maryland part of Guam. played at the University of Maryland, but along with Aviel Cordovez, one of the kickers in tonight's lineup who've played internationally. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter.
You see off the goal kick here, Dykstra hit a deep ball. Just look at a clash of heads.
And that was why the AR stopped play. It was actually a Charlotte restart. Flag was up to make sure that Lee got quick medical attention. That was a point of controversy last week at the World Cup. Martinez lays it off for Vines. His service deflected out for a Charlotte corner.
Yeah, the referees are supposed to stop it immediately for any head injuries. I guess there were a couple of plays last week where that wasn't the case.
Kai Vosser will strike the corner. Headed out by Thompson, but only as far as Vines. Goal kick coming for Richmond, 27th minute. Deadlocked at 1. Ryan Shriver, an early goal for the Kickers, but Cornell Cato, who has 3 goals and an assist now against Richmond this season. On the end of a long ball to level in the 20th minute. Ekra up for that header, but it winds up on Sakiri's boot. Then Ekra steps in. Thompson trying to play it. And Johnson escorts it out for a Charlotte throw. Herrera unable to get on the end of the throw. And Thompson, a little light for Spangenberg, who had to hustle and drill it out.
Yeah, good read from Cato there. You could tell that Scott was going to play it back, so just gambled on it. That's what you know, good forward players do, is they try and assume the defender's going to hit a bad one.
Ekra's pass was broken up by Lavity. Then Watson plays it out. Richmond throw forthcoming.
Even seen that in the World Cup, some underhit passes like that from the best in the world.
Sakiri won that ball in traffic, recovers his own deflection. Lee plays forward. Duckett there to chip it. George juggling, then goes down as Vines plays it back for Watson, who rolls it out to get his teammate medical attention. 29th minute. Richmond and Charlotte are tied.
La Liga, home of the world's biggest stars, is coming to Sunny Stadium when the Kickers host Espanyol.
Yvonne George still down.
Pick up this summer's hottest tickets tonight at the
Trinidad and Tobago International. Drafted by the Columbus Crew back in 2012. And he's had some time in Major League Soccer.
Yeah, George wasn't touched there, just kind of an awkward fall. His ankle kind of gave way.
Now back pass for Dykstra. Under some distress. Lavity trying to get on the end of it. Martinez wins the ball for Charlotte. Lays it off for Johnson. Now Cato. George again fit. Duckett for Watson. Looking for Vines. The 18-year-old spots Herrera, but Yambi there to break it up. Back pass from Shriver, a bit dangerous, but Spangenberg there to clean up. Just about a half an hour gone at City Stadium. Kickers 1, Charlotte 1. Duckett up for the header. Controlled by Lavity for Shriver. Now Sakari. Umar. Alex Lee. Umar back for Yambi. Kickers have had a decent amount of possession. That was a big discrepancy in the first meeting. Shriver. Now Thompson. Lavity. Shriver for Sakiri, broken up by Vassar. Another awkward slip by George, but he found Ekra. Martinez for Ekra, now numbers forward for Charlotte. Ekra looking for Herrera. Spangenberg there to deny him. And Troyer clears, but only as far as Martinez could step in from Umar.
Yeah, good play from Charlotte there. Got a little bit of a 3v2, found Herrera. Good stop from the big man from the Kickers.
Spangenberg with his best save of the night.
I think Herrera will be a little bit disappointed himself, not in the side netting there.
Shriver's service in. Sakiri's probably not going to score a lot of balls in the air. Goal kick coming for Charlotte.
Good ball into Herrera. He had a lot of time to settle himself and compose himself, so he's hit it hard and low to the far post, and good save from the Kickers goalkeeper.
Dykstra to put it back in play, 33rd minute. This one's still tied. Umar up for the header. Lavity finds Cordovez. Broken up by George, but the Kickers earn a free kick opportunity.
That last one Shriver put into Owusu, I think. You know, back in the day when we played, we wanted to get 3 or 4 people in the box. So I'm sure when they get into those positions, Lee Cowlishaw's going to want to see a few more red shirts in the box.
Vines won a ball for Vassar, but Troyer able to break that counter up. Now Yambi. Umar. Troyer. Cordovez with a friendly deflection. Lavity. Thompson. Shriver back for Lavity, but unable to get on the end of it.
Yeah, Lavity was just making the overlapping run, wanted the ball played in front of him. I think it was just a little bit awkward under Shriver's feet, wasn't able to make it happen there.
Johnson will throw it back in. 34th minute, this one's tied. Cato plays it back for Johnson. Yambi heads it down for Umar. All the way back for Spangenberg. Arizona native. Glanced off Vassar. It's controlled by Watson for Charlotte. Now Johnson. Cato. Pressure from Thompson. Cato back for Duckett. All the way back for Andrew Dykstra. Troyer heads forward. Lavity gets a piece. Umar won that header, but climbed over Vassar to do it. Free kick Charlotte. Martinez. He went down and draws a foul.
Free kick for Charlotte.
Security and Umar both getting a lecture. They've both had some issues with the referees over the course of the season. 3 red cards between those two. Martinez back for Vassar. Ekra has a little space. Lay off for Johnson. And Spangenberg got a piece. Lavity able to clear.
Yeah, another good save from the keeper. Charlotte having some success down this right side.
They have found considerable success down the right this season through Johnson and Cato. Cato and Ekra had pieces of all 3 Charlotte goals here last month. Watson. And they'll reshape through Dykstra. Duckett looking for Johnson. Yambi racing back. Yambi gives Johnson a little of the business and earns a goal kick. Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer.
Yeah, you can see Scott Thompson went out to pressure the ball and freed up the guy out on the right, 22. Johnson, and a good save from Spangenberg there.
He's had to make a couple of tough stops after Charlotte got on the board following the Richmond goal. Cordovez in traffic. Ekra got a piece. Johnson back for Cato. Bilal Duckett under pressure from Shriver. And to play it back to Dykstra. Johnson wins that battle with Cordovez, who was looking for a whistle. Martinez plays it back to Watson. Bilal Duckett. Johnson. Umar went for it there, but George comes away with the ball. And that's headed by Lee back for Spangenberg. Almost 38 minutes gone, and this one deadlocked at 1. Kickers trying to bounce back after dropping 2 straight on the road. Charlotte coming off a pair of hard-fought draws. Watson up for that header, but only as far as Gonzalez. Martinez joins the pursuit with Succhieri. Now Watson, Martinez, deflected out by Gonzalez, and it's a Richmond throw. And again, Fred having a little conversation with the referee. This would be a Charlotte throw. See, Charlotte free kick. They had a foul over there. Lee knocked down by Vassar. Now Martinez. Deflected out by Gonzalez. Vines comes up to take the throw. Lavity cleared it out. Interesting touch there from Cordovez.
Yeah, when you're hitting a target man, idea is to hold the ball up or get it to a midfielder. So obviously you can be creative and try and flick it. Main thing is trying to keep possession for the team and relieve some of the pressure coming.
Vines interrupting that throw. Troyer has to play it back to Spangenberg in the 40th minute. Richmond and Charlotte deadlocked at 1. Thompson. Shriver. Looking for Cordovez. Picked off by Martinez. Pressured by Lee. Vines for Vassar. Taken away by Shriver. Brian Shriver for Fred!
Off the crossbar by Owusu. Goal kick.
Good effort there from Owusu. Another nice ball in. Started off from a good deep ball from Shriver into the corner. They worked it back here, clipped it across, and Owusu with a nice header.
But still we are level, and Dykstra will restart. Lee plays that back for Spangenberg. Lavity. Shriver. Thompson. Kickers switch the field with Troyer. Now Umar. Martinez deflected that. Vassar trying to send Herrera. That was broken up by Yambi, who tumbled after colliding with George, and both are down. 42nd minute, and medical personnel from both teams summoned onto the field.
Yeah, that one looked like a clash of shins. And even with the shin guards in, that can still be pretty painful.
Get tickets online at richmondkickers.com.
See here going in for a 50-50 ball. Oh, actually looked like Yombi got the cleats on his foot there maybe, and a clash of legs.
Yambi's up, George still down. Impromptu water break for both teams. Second straight home game, the Kickers have been just below the temperature threshold for the mandatory water break. Now, Yvonne George back up.
I don't think we had those back when I played, John.
Well, you guys were way tougher.
Also played a lot of back-to-back games, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, the old USL schedule was
come a long way from.
Jump on the kicker mobile and play a Friday night game, and then maybe a Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
I always marveled at that as a fan.
I played a game on a Friday night in Rochester, and then the Saturday night we were in Atlanta, Georgia. That was a pretty brutal weekend.
Was that a kicker mobile trip?
That was actually when I was a Rhino.
Oh.
I played. It was a home game at Paysac Park, and then we went down and played in Atlanta. I think we got a draw on the road that night too. So.
Of course, to say one thing for the young fellas, you're down to the FIFA 3 subs. Back in the old days, they did allow 5 substitutions in this league. Here's Martinez, Ekram, now Vassar. And here's Cato again. Shriver's selling out, but Johnson has an opportunity. Picks out Martinez. That was broken up by Gonzalez, but we'll get another Charlotte corner here in the 44th minute, tied at 1.
Yeah, I think overall the Kickers will be pleased with the amount of possession they've had. Obviously, just they have Charlotte have some dangerous players and make some dangerous runs, so just got to keep an eye on that. That's how Charlotte got their goal.
Kickers on the season, just 44% possession. Service in, and George got ahead to it, but that did not trouble Spangenberg.
See here a deep ball to the back post. Little header. Typically from that position, you're just trying to nod the ball back into the box for somebody else to get on the end of it.
Vines won that header, but Cordovas winds up with possession. Here's Sakiri. Looking for Shriver. Johnson got a piece of that. Shriver, Umar. Shriver. And all for naught as Ekra breaks it up. Herrera.
Shriver thought that was one of his teammates there. I think sometimes when the sun gets in your eyes, these colors look the same. So give him the benefit of the doubt there. That has happened to me before.
This is a tough sun field for the 7 o'clock kickoff. Into 3 minutes of first half stoppage time. Here's Thompson. Sakiri. He's been a nice addition to the lineup tonight. Broken up by Watson. Lee steps up. Lavity giving chase with Vines. Vassar. Hounded by Gonzalez. And Vines able to clear. Troyer up for the header. With Sakiri. Nice hops for a little man. Here's Johnson. Almost a minute gone of the 3 additional here at the end of the first half. Cato. Bilal Duckett. Vines creeping up. Chased down by Lee. Trying to find Cordova as Watson broke that up. Vines picks Cato out. Herrera trying to make a run. Cato, Herrera. Well played by Thompson. Shriver. Now Sakiri on the left. Sakiri service. Just over Cordovez.
Yeah, good little play to finish for the kickers there. Owusu looking to clip the ball to the back post.
A little less than a minute remaining of the first half stoppage time.
Nice little move here from Owusu, clips it to the back post. Looked like Cordovez was getting ready to jump and just got bumped off the ball a little bit.
Dykstra in no tearing hurry to put it back in play.
Samuel, my son next to me, has said it was a push. He's telling me.
Unfortunately, he is not our video assisted referee. Johnson. Knocked down by Troyer. Lavity heads back for Troyer. Cordovez picks out Sakiri. Still about 20 seconds remaining. Here's Shriver. And Shriver wins Richmond's first quarter of the match. He'll take it, hustle up and take it here. Dying embers of first half stoppage time. Shriver will put it back in play.
You hear the Red Army getting excited for one last play here.
Dykstra just robbed Umar. Ball still loose in the area. And Martinez cleared it out. And there's the halftime whistle.
Charlotte dodging a bullet there right before the half.
Boy, the kickers just missed an opportunity to take an end of the first half lead. Umar's header narrowly punched away by Dykstra, and then Martinez able to restore order as we have reached the interval. Richmond kickers a 6-minute goal from Brian Shriver. Cordell Cato with his 7th of the year, 3rd against the kickers to level in the 20th minute. And we are tied at halftime at City Stadium in Richmond.
Don't miss out. It's the final days of Nissan Now. Hurry in for big savings on Rogue with ProPilot Assist that helps keep you centered in your lane. The technology of tomorrow, available today. This is your last chance to save on America's best-selling SUV and our entire lineup. It's time for an upgrade. Hurry in to Nissan Now. Exclusive offers and this event end April 2nd. Get 0% 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $10,500 on select models.
Make time to escape to the coast and enjoy 60 miles of beautiful beaches and let the sound of the ocean's tide take you to your happy place. Now's the perfect time to book your spring getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Besides, you deserve it. Seize your moment now and come, let go, and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach time.
She works as a meteorologist at CBS 6, but Nikki D. Ray does all kinds of jobs. Roll call.
I'm Nikki D, the construction worker. I'm Nikki D, the insurance agent. I'm Nikki D, the doctor. I'm Nikki D, the fast food cook. I'm Nikki D, the referee. I'm Nikki D, the teacher. I'm Nikki D, the beekeeper. I'm Nikki D, the race car driver.
Nikki D, Can You Be Me? On CBS 6 this morning.
We are back at City Stadium at halftime with Matthew Delicat. I'm John Emmett. Mike Boyack and our USL television crew here tonight. Richmond Kickers and Charlotte Independence tied after 45 minutes of lively soccer. The Kickers, who suffered a thrashing in front of over 28,000 fans at Cincinnati last week, getting back on home turf and immediately turning into an aggressive, lively side, scoring a 6-minute goal and enjoying some of the best spells of possession they've had all year.
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed not to go in with a lead at halftime. They had some good possession, created some good chances. Obviously, Charlotte have some dangerous guys. You see here the first goal, flicked in. Good header from Brian Shriver. Goes over to celebrate with the Red Army. Nice ball in from Gonzalez. So Kickers off to a great start.
Shriver's second of the year against Charlotte and his team leading fourth of the campaign. Relatively comfortable save there for Dykstra, but later he was challenged by headers, and here's Charlotte denied by Spangenberg.
Yeah, Charlotte obviously have some very dangerous players. You can see here just a through ball over the top, gets a touch, and a goal for Cato. So I think Kickers will be disappointed to give up a goal just from kind of a long ball over the top.
Kai Wasser, the Swiss, with the assist on Cato's league, club leading 7th of the year and 3rd at the expense of Richmond. And then Charlotte kind of got their backs up there for a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely created some chances. You saw that one there from Watson, had that shot, and then Herrera with another good opportunity.
So the Kickers playing in the air. First it was Sakiri, and then on the corner, Dykstra with his best save of the night on Umar.
Yeah, and Yombi with the big follow-up there, another save. So I think Kickers will be disappointed not to go in at 1-0 or 2-1 at half.
Well, the Kickers and Independence deadlocked after 45. The Kickers, for the 7th time in 9 home games, scoring first. But Charlotte, through Cordell Cato, who's been kind of the focal point of their offense all year, and certainly against the Kickers, he's had a piece of all 4 Charlotte goals scored against Richmond this season. And the Kickers and Independence tied at 1. We will continue with more halftime next on ESPN+.
Silva! Oh my goodness! What a goal! Mateo Silva! Amadou Diaz. Jason Johnson! You gotta be kidding me! An otherworldly goal from JJ!
2-2 at home. Here the young season, and a golazo from Manu Ledesma.
Bourgeois got ahead to it. They score! Surely that's the winner. It's Ropapa Mensah.
For Cheney and Johnson! Jamal Johnson does it again! And a goal! And an equalizer! Big save by John McCarthy. Buffon punched away Ranjitsingh. On Sparrow again! Wow. What a save. Connor Sparrow shot from distance. And Cochran with that brilliant effort. My goodness.
It's Jones, saved by Tambakis.
Hernandez can take it. Big save, Dykstra. Near post, Barrino, another huge save. Taniasic, great save, Restrepo.
Lomas got ahead to it, and Matt Pickens makes the save.
Available, looking for Lomas. North Carolina FC.
On to the right, Smith. Into the box. Headed past McCarthy, and there it is. Steps, strikes, and scores. Benjamar headed. Goal! Penn FC!
This one will drop to Miller. Miller tie!
Don't miss out. It's the final days of Nissan Now. Hurry in for big savings on road with ProPilot Assist that helps keep you centered in your lane. The technology of tomorrow, available today. This is your last chance to save on America's best-selling SUV and our entire lineup. It's time for an upgrade. Hurry in to Nissan Now. Exclusive offers and this event end April 2nd. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models or save up to $10,500 on select models.
Make time to escape to the coast and enjoy 60 miles of beautiful beaches and let the sound of the ocean's tide take you to your happy place. Now's the perfect time to book your spring getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Besides, you deserve it. Seize your moment now and come, let go, and unwind on Myrtle Beach time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach time.
Richmond Kickers versus RCD Español. They conquered Real Madrid. They defeated Atlético de Madrid. La Liga is coming to City Stadium July 25th. La Liga in RBA. Get tickets now at richmondkickers.com.
We're back at City Stadium with Matthew Delicott. I'm John Emmett. Halftime USL regular season soccer tonight. Kickers and Charlotte Independence deadlocked at 1 at the interval. Then a month out, a very exciting opportunity for the Kickers as they tangle with RCD Español of La Liga. The Kickers have a history Mexican under 23, under 21 teams. Nottingham Forest came here once. There was CSD Comunicaciones, the top Caribbean side, and the 4 years in a row of teams from the Premier League. Now we get a team from La Liga as Richmond kind of put themselves on the map for some interesting friendlies.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we had Swansea, West Brom, Crystal Palace came in. I was fortunate to play in a couple of those games, and now a La Liga team. So it's always a great opportunity for the guys to sometimes get a little break from the league and play in a high-level game like that.
After next week, that will actually be the Kickers' next home game. They have NCFC here next Saturday night. Then it's a considerable spell away from home. And the next time they will see the stadium will be the 25th of July when RCD Espanyol arrives from La Liga. Meanwhile, another busy week around the USL as their Division III rollout is about to really get rolling. Huge attendance around the league last year. Obviously, Cincinnati's 28,000 kind of skews that total a little bit, but it was the most attended week in league history last Saturday.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see the growth of the league. I came into the league back in 2004 and even played in the USL PDL, and it's fantastic to see how it's grown over the years, and it's really established itself as one of the top Division II leagues in the world.
Of course, the Kickers kind of set the Open Cup bar in this league, but there are others who are stepping up to it. Louisville moving on last week, and there were a couple of terrific efforts that came up just short, most notably Sacramento, which had two different leads at LA Football Club, but couldn't find a way to close it out.
Yeah, some very close games. I know Sacramento had a lead and ended up conceding a late goal, so they were unfortunate, and it's great Louisville moving on to the quarterfinals.
Charlotte subs back on the field. Kickers have not yet reemerged. The Division III will be basically a new league under the USL umbrella next season. There are already several franchises announced. Tucson will be an intriguing market. Greenville, South Carolina, which has had a lot of minor league success. Madison going to join the league. Tormenta, I think, is going to have a little bit of a relationship with Atlanta United. And there will be a couple of MLS reserve sides that will either slide down or make their debuts as third division teams next year.
Yeah, it's great for players, trying to make it as a professional, and just gives another route for players to continue following their dream.
All right, Kickers and Charlotte coming back on the field. Stats presented by Valpak. Valpak is your 24/7 source for nonstop savings on hundreds of Richmond area businesses and local restaurants. Don't have the famous blue envelope with you? Download the free Valpak app for even easier savings. Valpak.com. It is like printing money. The Kickers with the 8 first-half shots and really some impressive runs of possession that we've not typically seen this season.
Yeah, you can see here it actually says that Charlotte outpossessed them slightly with 53%, but I think the Kickers will feel like it was pretty even, and that's an improvement from games past, and obviously outshooting them and creating chances, which is going to make Lee happy. Obviously, they want to pick up the 3 points to close in on the top 8.
Andrew Dyche is probably going to ask about that 0 in the saves column, since it looked like he made a pretty strong one right at the end of the half on Umar, and that was off of the Kickers' only first half corner. So the teams are back out for the second half. It appears the Kickers will resume with the 11 that were on the field to end the opening 45 minutes, with Spangenberg in goal, a back four of Thompson, Yambi, Troyer, and Lee. Then in the midfield, Umar and Lavity, kind of the holding mid. Shriver, Sakiri, Gonzalez playing up, and Cordovez on top. Charlotte still coming out. And they have a couple of intriguing options on the bench, including Mutaya Muwape, who scored his first pro goal late last Saturday to garner the Independence a point, and Eamon Zaid, who scored a ton of goals earlier in his career while playing in the Republic of Ireland's first division. But they will stay with Dykstra in goal, Vines, Watson, Duckett, Johnson back four, Martinez, George, Vassar, Ekra midfield, and then Cato a little under Herrera. And we are set to go with tonight's second half. Kickers are in the red. Yambi heads forward. Shriver up to get a piece. Watson turns it the other way. That was broken up by Thompson. And we got a flag up for Charlotte offside.
Yeah, and the kickers have some firepower on the bench too. They have, you know, Luis Fernandez and Yudai Amura, that both capable of creating chances and scoring goals. So it'll be interesting to see if they feature at some point this evening.
Yambi will restart. Gonzalez up for the header. Johnson, 1v2, has to play it back for Dykstra. Troyer back to retrieve it. Oscar Umar. Now Lavity. Shriver tumbling but no whistle, and Ian Ekra controls for the Independents. Here's Samuel Vines. Martinez. Native of Uruguay, 10 games of MLS experience. Ekra. Cato. Blocked but fell to Herrera. That's blocked and chased down by Vines. Kevon George. Ekra. Herrera. Johnson finding Herrera in space. Yambi there to close. And it'll be a corner.
Yeah, great diving tackle from William Yambi there. See how dangerous Herrera is even at his age. Little give and go, very smart with his movement. Very dangerous player. Took a saving tackle from Yambi.
Herrera will turn 38 in September in his 18th professional season. Guy Vosser will put it back in play. And that just eluded Watson. Run down by Martinez. Now Vines. Johnson rolling it all the way back for Dykstra, giving the center backs an opportunity to get back into shape. Trying to pick Martinez out. Lee gets in there. Vines sweeping it forward. Troyer flicked it back to Trevor Spangenberg. Getting a rare start in goal. Travis Wara is available on the kicker's bench tonight. Jose Wusu, Fernando Williams, Shinosky, Imura, and Brandon Eaton. The other subs available for Lee Cowlishaw. Eaton in the 18 in a USL game for only the second time this year. Gonzalez wound up the recipient of that foul right there.
Yeah, I think anytime you lose a game 4-0, especially, it was a tough game against Cincinnati, but Lee Cowlishaw obviously trying to shake things up here, and typically it can put a bit of fire in players' bellies and kind of raise the level a bit. So
tonight's lineup featuring 5 changes from the group that took the field at Nippert Stadium last week. Dykstra playing forward for Herrera. Yambi sends it the other way for Shriver. Vosser comes away with possession. Cato. Johnson. Vosser for Cato. Johnson. Vosser. Now Cato. He scored Charlotte's goal after Brian Shriver opened the scoring. Lavity up for the header. Umar trying to trap against Ekra. And that's a Richmond throw. Gonzalez trying to find space, and Spangenberg will send it the other way for Lee. Lee had Gonzalez making a run. Gonzalez! Chased down by Shriver. Picks out Lee. Gonzalez, hard touch from Cordovez, and Ekra starts the Charlotte counter. Martinez. Ekra makes a run. And Troyer got a bit handsy there.
Yeah, good attack there from the kickers. I think Gonzalez was trying to just put it right across the face of the goal. Owusu had actually made a good trail run. The cutback might have been on for him. You obviously have to be careful with Charlotte's attacking players, their ability to counter those types of, if you don't put those away, they're going to be able to counter and hurt you.
Herrera, native of Colombia, but spent most of his pro career in Charlotte. One of only a couple of Eagles who wound up on the Independence roster. Looking back, post! And the header wide from Watson.
Yeah, good ball from Herrera, curled in, just far enough away where the keeper can't come get it. I think the Richmond defenders just did enough to put him off. Those kind of headers, you typically try and head back across the goal to the far post. They're tough to score at the near post.
Sakiri got up to win that header amongst a much taller opposition, and Andrew Dijkstra using all of the box right there. Dijkstra attended high school in Northern Virginia and was a pretty fair country football linebacker before attending VCU. Martinez. His teammates were not on the same page of the playbook there.
No, Herrera checked in to get it into his feet, and Martinez just chipped it over.
Neil Lavity. Brian Shriver. Out for a Richmond throw. Braden Troyer. Alex Lee. Owusu Sakiri for Oscar Umar, broken up by Cato. Cato looking for Ekra, finds Martinez. Martinez blocked by Lavity. Corner coming for Charlotte.
Yeah, kickers need to do a little bit better there with their possession, turning the ball over around midfield. Especially playing against good attacking players, you can get punished for those types of errors. Good block there from Lavity to stop the ball going towards the far post.
Vassar will take the corner. That was knocked down by Watson. He stumbled against pressure, and Owusu Sakiri comes out of the box. Brian Shriver chased by Johnson. And Johnson won the battle. Vassar. Now Martinez for George. Spangenberg out to play that. Umar. Sakiri. Almost had Cordovez there. Watson denying a potential breakaway. Herrera. He earned a free kick. William Yambi was a ways up the pitch committing that foul.
Substitution for Richmond,
And we'll get our first sub of the night, and it will be Imura for Umar. So Udai Imura coming on as a sub for the third time this season. Imura has appeared in every USL contest. The native of Japan has scored twice this season. And he gets his first touch for Gonzalez. Had Lee on an overlap. Now Lee. Back post service, Cordovez! Right at Dykstra.
Great ball from Alex Lee to the back post. Cordovez put himself in a great spot.
Kickers having an interesting night in the air. They have scored 2 goals this season off headers. They've had 4 good header chances tonight, including one that hit the frame. Martinez unable to cleanly handle that ball. Now Lee. Imura. Lavity. Imura. Sakiri. Lee has some space. Fred, a terrific move!
Good spell here for Richmond. Owusu with a great strike to the far post, just inches wide. See Udai linking up the play. Good turn from Owusu here, and a solid strike, aiming for that far post. And here Alex Lee whipping a ball into the back post. Dykstra thought about coming, stayed. Cordovez probably should be aiming for that far stick. Another good opportunity for the kickers.
And the kickers asking questions here early in the second half. In a game tied at 1. Dykstra puts it back in play. Troyer headed it off Foster and found Imura. And then Ekram, an aggressive challenge, whistle for a foul. Yambi will restart. Well, if Dykstra ever returned punts in high school, then maybe he had a flashback there. Vosser. Watson. Martinez. Bynes. Martinez making the run, but Troyer there to clear. Kai Vosser. Played for Grasshopper Football Club amongst his European stops. Also former Fulham man. Vosser operating in space here. Now Bilal Duckett. Johnson. Cato. Back for Johnson, and he's pressured. And a foul whistle against Shriver. Vines off the quick restart. Approaching the hour mark. Still tied. Watson. Now Duckett. Herrera. All the way back to Watson. Now Martinez. Martinez. Good ball in for Herrera. Yambi with stout defending. And Lee was able to temporarily clear. Johnson plays in, and Spangenberg restores order.
You can see Herrera again causing problems with his movement. Nice diagonal run in the box. Good touch from Yambi. Well read there from the kicker's keeper.
Watson for the rookie Vines. Back for Javon Watson. One-time Jamaican international, now Bilal Duckett. Here's Johnson. Herrera making a run. Martinez, a lot of space. Martinez against Lee. And some scrambly defending from the kicker, Scott Thompson. How well do you know the USL? Test your knowledge at USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition every Tuesday. You can win tickets to an upcoming USL game of your choice.
Yeah, both teams with some good spells here in the second half.
Here's Cordell Cato against Shriver. Lee joining the battle. Shriver trying to turn it ahead. That's an Independence throw. Red Army trying to spur the home side on a little past the hour mark in a level match. Kai Vasser. Herrera. Thompson able to stick a boot in, and Sakiri broke free for Imura. Cordovez. Shriver. Now Braden Troyer. Yambi. One of two kickers making their first starts of the season tonight. Alex Lee. Gonzalez. Sakiri. Nice idea, but a little heavy.
Yeah, Wusu just trying to chip it over the defender's head there. Just got it a little too much of the ball, runs out of play.
63rd minute. Kickers scored in the 6th. Charlotte answered in the 20th. Both teams have threatened here in the second half.
Yellow card
Vines.
to Charlotte's number 13, T-Von George.
George was cautioned there.
Charlotte's number 13, T-Von George.
You have any clue as to why?
Didn't see it.
George goes in the book. Here's Gonzalez. First time we've seen a card from Mr. Escobar tonight. Fred Owusu Sakiri. Lavity. Imura. Team's only sub so far finds Gonzalez.
You see Udai doing a good job of linking up the play, finding some of the forward players and creating chances.
Andrew Dykstra, 35 games of Major League Soccer experience. Murrah comes away with possession for Troyer. Now Yambi, the native of Cameroon, played at University Soccer at Old Dominion.
Was an old CAA foe back in the day. I played for VCU. Had some good battles.
He had a long-time teammate.
That's right.
Vines up for that header. Martinez, nice touch. Herrera. Cato. And Cato sends it out for a goal kick. Did Spangenberg get a piece of that?
Yeah, it looked like a little tip. Good strike from Cato.
I thought Cato might have been probing back post there.
Yeah, tough to tell from the replay, but I think Spangenberg definitely got a little piece of it. Deflected away from the goal.
So it's a Charlotte corner. Vasser puts it into play. George came down with it for Cato. Now Martinez. Off Lavity, that was a handball. And a free kick coming for the Independents.
Yeah, these handballs have been very contentious in the World Cup also.
Lavity offering a contention here, but there will be no official replay.
Yeah, you can see he just had the arm up a little bit, even though there's no chance he can move it in time. I guess the referee deems it's kind of an unnatural position, so awards the free kick.
Herrera will take it right into the wall. But Herrera was able to play it back for George to Cato. And then Cato stumbled under the Cordoves challenge, and it winds up a Richmond throw. Now in the 67th minute. Tied for almost 3/4 of an hour. Imura into space. Alex Lee with room. Gonzalez making the run. Gonzalez back for Imura. Dykstra right there.
Yeah, Uday releasing a good ball, getting it into Alex Lee, plays it forward to Gonzalez, layoff for Imura, and his shot right at the keeper.
Now Fred at the edge of the box, broken up by George. Vines up to Martinez. Cato. Herrera. Johnson. And Spangenberg breaks that up. Lavity, a good ball for Security. Gonzalez has room. Gonzalez! Good hustle by Shriver to keep that in, but Kickers didn't have numbers forward. And Vassar starts the Charlotte counter. He and Ekra. George. Martinez switching sides. Cato. Herrera back for Cato. Murrah comes out of that pile. Security, who's had a strong game tonight. He's had to kind of battle his way out of Lee Kalishaw's doghouse. He took a red card against Indy as a late sub at a time when the Kickers were so depleted they had 2 goalkeepers on the bench. And he really had to kind of earn his way back into good graces.
Yeah, no, I think he was disappointed in himself, and obviously he's a guy that's going to learn from his mistakes. Had a solid game tonight.
Looks like Fernando's getting set to come on as Richmond's second sub. Charlotte has not offered a change yet. Alex Lee. Gonzalez. Security has Lee on an overlap. Winds up playing that off Martinez for a corner.
Yeah, you can see Uday's brought some good energy to the game for the Kickers, so I think Lee Kalishaw will be hoping the same from Luis Fernando here.
Well, Security, who hasn't played a ton of minutes this season, will give way to Luis Fernando, who in bursts this season has had some really bright moments. The Kickers' second sub comes in the 70th minute as Richmond is getting set to take a corner. Shriver will put it back in play. And Dykstra up in traffic. And he earned a free kick as Cordovas wound up going down.
Good take from Dykstra there.
So that's Yambi. I'm sorry, that's Yambi who went down.
The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7.
You see Shriver's knocked the ball into the back post, looking for Yambi. Looked like a little clash of heads. Yambi took one in the face there. Good take from Dykstra. Always nice when your keeper can come out like that, take a bit of pressure off the guys.
Yambi's come on as a late sub 4 times this season. This is the most minutes the veteran has played in a single game. Kickers have 1 sub left. They have Shinosky available. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Yambi's still down. $5,364 joining us tonight at City Stadium. It is the 3rd largest home crowd of the year. And over 6,000 for Tampa Bay on May 12th, which was really the only other completely decent weather day we've had all season. Between late afternoon thunder showers and early season cold rain and snow. Kickers haven't had a lot of breaks with weather. But a nice night tonight.
For Charlotte.
I'll be trying to shake it off. And we may get an interesting change here. Ball back in play for Vines. Kickers going to get set to make their 3rd substitution. It'll be Mikael Williams. So it'll be a like-for-like change. Here's Vines. And it looks like Yambi's night is over. Right now, Kickers playing with 10 as Duckett sends it wide. Johnson for Ekra. Bosser. Now Martinez. Ekra. Ekra. Fernando trying to defend Cato, who plays it back for Johnson. His chip chased down by Vines. Now Martinez. Looking for Ekra.
Offside.
We get an offside flag. And now we'll get Mikael Williams, the Trinidad and Tobago international. And he replaces the banged up veteran William Yambi. And the Kickers make their 3rd and final change. Charlotte still has all 3 of their subs available.
Yeah, I thought Ekra might have had a window to shoot that one, but let it run to the byline and whipped a pretty dangerous ball across.
So Williams, the most experienced Major League Soccer player amongst the Kickers, 38 MLS games with Colorado. Now in the game at center back, here's Martinez. Vosser. Vines back for Vosser. Gonzalez tried to step in. Vosser has some room here. Out to Cato. Now Johnson. And his chip handled by Trevor Spangenberg. Duckett heads forward, but right to Amura. Nice touch for Shriver. Amura. Fernando. And that skittered nowhere. May have been a deflection. Going to be a corner. Well, Luis Fernando's touch results in a Richmond corner. native of Brazil. He scored 4 times this season, twice in Open Cup play. That was kind of his debutante ball this season. Shriver. Headed clear by Duckett. Troyer. And Dykstra taking command there. Ekra. Herrera. Ekra trying to send Cato. Williams getting his first involvement. That winds up a Charlotte throw. Cato. Bosser. Cato again. George back for Watson. Martinez. Ekra. Punched away by Troyer, but only as far as Ekra. Herrera. George. Cato. Martinez trying to flip it in. Imura started it clear. And Watson will regroup for Charlotte. Johnson. Cordell Cato. Kevon George. Troyer knocked that back to Watson. Now Bilal Duckett. Johnson. Martinez. Johnson on the overlap. Johnson has some room. That was well defended by Thompson, but only as far as Martinez. Troyer knocked that away. Vines controls. Kickers under some pressure here.
Yeah, good spell of possession here for Charlotte.
78th minute, still tied. Both teams scoring in the first half. That was headed down by Gonzalez, but George recovers. Johnson for Vassar. Watson. Now Vines. Martinez finds Ekra in space. Ekra evades one. And Cato denied by Spangenberg, but that will be a Charlotte corner.
Yeah, it's really important for Richmond when they win the ball back, they're able to keep it. I think they finally won the ball back, and it was given back to Charlotte within 1 or 2 passes. So got to do a little bit better job of keeping possession
And now we're
when they
going
win
to
it back.
see, sorry, Charlotte subs.
Jan Ekra. And number 6, Greg
See
Jordan.
Eamon Zaid
For number 8,
in for Ekra.
Foster.
Yeah, slice spinning shot there made it kind of awkward for Spangenberg. Did well to follow and get a hand on it.
Eamon Zaid, outstanding goal scorer who's played with the Libyan national team, and Greg Jordan are the 2 Charlotte subs. Vassar puts it back in play. That was headed by Cordovez, but only as far as Martinez. Now Watson pinching up. That was off the side of the net, but was deflected out for a corner.
You can see Watson was actually left kind of unmarked out there. Slipped in, dangerous one there. Spangenberg did well to cover his near post.
Guerrero will strike this one. That was not well hit. And Imura able to clear to midfield. 81st minute, Charlotte using 2 of their 3 subs at once. Martinez Broken up by Lee. Imura back for Lavity. Cordovez. Can Imura get on the end of it? He does. And that was broken up easily by Greg Jordan, Creighton University product. Herrera dropping it back for George. Now Jordan. George. Herrera. George again for Cato. Charlotte has had almost all of the possession last 10 minutes or so. Vines unable to get on the end of that. Richmond throw forthcoming. 82nd minute of a tie match. So Zaid for Ekra, Jordan for Kay Vassar, the two subs. Zaid waived despite a productive season with Indianapolis last year. Gonzalez controls for Imura. Thompson has to retreat to play it. Now Williams. Back for Spangenberg. Gonzalez. Nice touch there for Lavity. Gonzalez. Shriver. Shriver blocked by Watson. Great hustle by Fernando, battling with Johnson. The linesman signal a Charlotte throw, and the Independents will make their final change.
Coming on for the Independents.
Yeah, that one stung Watson's back. Schreiber caught that one well. Watson did well to get himself between the ball and the goal and block the shot.
Alex Martinez.
Jake Arman, University of Maryland product. Pro rookie. Coming on for Alex Martinez here in the 84th minute. So each team now has burned through their substitutions. Cato in traffic. Found Herrera for Cato. Arman jumping up into the play. He's immediately involved. But his ball well beyond Ayman Zaid. And a goal kick coming for Richmond. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL.
I'm sure both teams would want to get another chance or two here and try and sneak 3 points.
A draw for Charlotte tonight would be their third consecutive. And Greg Jordan, who just entered the match, former Philadelphia Union draft pick, back on his feet. Second longest night of the year.
Yeah, lovely backdrop here behind the press box. Beautiful sunset.
That's a Charlotte throw. Vines will toss it in. Watson. Cato. Von George retreating. Jordan plays further back. And Watson unable to keep it in play. Chance here for Richmond. Take a quick throw. Imura for Gonzalez. He has some space. Gonzalez. And Duckett able to chip it out of immediate danger. Johnson taken away by Shriver. Imura. Now Lee. That was cleared easily by Watson.
Yeah, Alex Lee trying to use his left foot there. Just going to try and lift it over that first defender. Important to get it over his head.
Gravity's touch broken up by George. Here comes Ayman Zaid. Lays it off for Cato. 7th minute. Armin shot blocked by Williams. Cato battling with Thompson, who cleared it out. Throw coming for Charlotte. Red Army looking on pensively here. Again, a Charlotte throw forthcoming. Here's Johnson. Now Jordan. Picked off by Lee. Recovered by Vines. Herrera. Vines. Herrera. Harmon. Now Jordan. George. Cordell Cato. Edge of the area for Herrera. Thompson clears it out of immediate danger.
Good tackle from Scott Thompson, the former UVA standout.
Now Herrera. Johnson, service in. Troyer gets ahead to it. Gonzalez sends it further clear. Jordan back the other way. Imura for Cordovez. Broken up by Duckett. Watson back for Dykstra in the 88th minute. Now Troyer under some pressure. Found Imura, draws a foul from Greg Jordan.
Free kick for Richmond.
Troyer for Imura. Luis Fernando. Gonzalez, Shriver. Foul and
Free kick coming up for
free kick
Richmond.
opportunity for Richmond. Gonzalez down in the 89th minute.
You see Gonzalez got a good touch on the ball. Defender came in late. So a dangerous set piece here for Richmond to try and sneak a goal at the death.
Brian Shriver has scored on a free kick this season. Wasn't quite that far out. Lavity also standing over the ball. Shriver plays it wide for Lee. He sends it in, but that doesn't really trouble Andrew Dykstra.
The last couple of balls coming from the right side, there's not really been a near post run. You've got to get a Richmond guy across the near post to kind of not make it so easy for the Charlotte goalkeeper and defenders.
Vines back for Watson. And he rolls it back on Dykstra. Final minute of the 90. Thompson up for the header. Johnson got a piece. Now Bilal Duckett for Vines. Troyer able to step in there. Imura. Shriver. Imura. We are in stoppage time. not see the fourth official's signal. Here's Lee. Probably under 3 minutes. Kimura. And it will be 3. They were late getting the board up.
The referee has added 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Fernando.
About 6 substitutions, was it? And Yombi's injury.
Here's Troyer. Williams. Thompson. Williams wide for Lee, but too much on it.
Guess we'll see if we have any late dramatics like Germany today.
The final 2 minutes of stoppage time. Kicker scored in the 6th minute. Charlotte scored in the 20th. Both teams have had opportunities. Zaid. Johnson. Cato. Charlotte's goal scorer. Cato. For Zaid. Nice little back heel from Armin. Helped advance that attack, but it winds up a Richmond goal kick. A little over a minute remaining of the 3 added. Alex Lee. Probing for Cordovez. Shriver. Cordovez. Well defended by Jordan, who drew a foul. So about 45 seconds remaining of stoppage time. Certainly one more opportunity here for Charlotte. Johnson. Herrera broken up by Williams. Fernando. Duckett. Armin plays it ahead, but Troyer there to clear to Lee with maybe about 10 seconds remaining. Lee tumbled, no whistle. But now we get the final whistle. And this one ends with honors even. Richmond and Charlotte have battled to a 1-1 draw. Third consecutive draw for Charlotte. Kickers have really needed to 3 at home, probably the more disappointed side, but top to bottom, probably a pretty fair result.
Yeah, definitely. I think they both had good chances throughout. Charlotte enjoyed some of the second half possession, but on paper, with clear-cut chances, I think 1-1 was a fair result.
So the Kickers and Charlotte wind up level. We will wrap it up next on ESPN+.
On July 25th, tickets are available at the retail trailer tonight or.
Don't miss out. It's the final days of Nissan Now. Hurry in for big savings on Rogue, America's best-selling SUV, and our entire lineup. Event ends April 2nd. Get 0% for up to 72 months on 13 models.
Make time to escape to the coast and enjoy 60 miles of beautiful beaches and let the sound of the ocean's tide take you to your happy place. Now's the perfect time to book your spring getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Besides, you deserve it. Seize your moment now and come, let go, and unwind on Myrtle Beach time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach time.
Don't miss out. It's the final days of Nissan Now. Hurry in for big savings on Rogue, America's best-selling SUV, and our entire lineup. Event ends April 2nd. Get 0% for up to 72 months on 13 models.
She works as a meteorologist at CBS 6, but Nikki D. Ray does all kinds of jobs. Roll call.
I'm Nikki D, the construction worker. I'm Nikki D, the insurance agent. I'm Nikki D, the doctor. I'm Nikki D, the fast food cook. I'm Nikki D, the referee. I'm Nikki D, the teacher. I'm Nikki D, the beekeeper. I'm Nikki D, the race car driver.
Nikki D, Can You Be Me? On CBS 6 this morning.
And back at City Stadium in Richmond tonight, the Richmond Kickers and Charlotte Independence played to a 1-1 draw. Kickers now 4-8-2. Charlotte is 6-4-5. Third consecutive draw for the Independents. The Kickers do manage to pick up another point at home after 2 tough ones in a row on the road. The goals came early tonight. Richmond striking in the 6th minute.
Yeah, good start for the Kickers. Obviously, want to score early, especially when you're at home. Good finish from Brian Shriver. Gonzalez with a nice assist.
Shriver's club leading fourth, is second at the expense of the Independents this season. But 14 minutes later, the Independents pulling level, and it was the guy who did almost all the damage in their win here a month ago, hurting Richmond again.
Yeah, you see this one, just a straight through ball over the top, and a good run and a good finish from Cato.
Cato with his club leading 7th of the year, his 3rd at the expense of the Kickers. That would turn out to be all of the scoring tonight, although both teams had intriguing opportunities later.
Yeah, I think both sides pressed and created chances, and could have gone either way. I think 1-1 was a good, fair result for both teams.
One of the interesting things tonight, the amount of damage the Kickers did trying to play balls in the air, is William Yami with the late tackle there.
Yeah, Gonzalez found himself down the right side in good positions. Same as Cato for Charlotte.
And that header just off target off the Herrera service. And a big block by Lavity.
This one far post to Cordovez. Dykstra with the hands at the near post. And George Herrera, making very, very good sneaky runs in and making it difficult for the Richmond defenders, but unable to find the back of the net tonight.
And Spangenberg making a rare start with several strong saves. Fred Owusu-Security had a nice game in his first start of the year, as he and some of the other Kickers visiting the kids and signing autographs, as the Kickers tonight get a point on the road. Next week, it is NCFC here at City Stadium. We'll have the broadcast on ESPN Plus and WTVR 6.3 starting at 7 o'clock. For Charlotte, another crowded week. They get to go back home, but they will play Wednesday night against Tampa Bay. For Matthew Delicat and our crew, with Mike Voyak producing, Samuel Delicat, our floor director tonight. Richmond Kickers, Charlotte Independence played a 1-1 draw at City Stadium. And on behalf of Kickaroo, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Good night from Richmond.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.